All right, so this is numbers 14, 15, and 16. Let me quit out of this. Quit. While I'm here, let me just talk about something here. This is, I went to mode here. If you ever need to change your number of decimal places, you come down to float. Right now it's set to three places. I would suggest three or four places would be optimum. I set it to three, and I just simply quit out of this. All right, number 14. Pretty straightforward here because look at this guy here. It says that f of x is equal to 4 when x values are less than or equal to 0. So when x is 0, I got a dot at 4, and everything that's less than 0, -1, -2, your y value is still going to be 4. So you got a horizontal segment starting at 4 and going to the left with a solid dot at 4. And as I look at this, this is the only one. Well, this guy's got a solid dot at 4, but values of x are getting larger. Here I want values of x that are less than or equal to 0. So A is the only one that's got the right second part. So in essence, I'm kind of done. I am done. But just to walk you through these piecewise functions. So we go to y equals, and what have I got here? The function is x minus 3, and provided that, studying the stipulation, and in parentheses, x has to be bigger than 0. Second function, math, and strictly greater than, which is number 3, excuse me. X is greater than 0, and I want to close that parenthesis up. Hit enter, and then second function is x equals 4, provided that, here's the stipulation, x is less than or equal to 0. X is second function math, once again, less than or equal to, that's number 6, less than or equal to 0. Close your parenthesis up, hit enter, and now go to your graph, and you see it's what we knew was already letter A. You kind of knew that before you even did it. So let me clear this off. Could I do the same thing in number 15? Yeah, but I want to at least go through it because of the compound inequality that you see here. -7 less than x less than 5. Those are tricky. So we go back to my y equals. I'm going to clear this off, hit enter. Clear the second one off, hit enter, and go back to the very first. All right, x plus 2. X plus 2. Provided that, my divide sign, provided that what? Now, I got a compound inequality. And as I said in previous videos, you can't enter this in directly. First of all, you got to change the order. If -7 is less than x, then it's in parentheses here. X is greater than or equal to second function math, greater than or equal to number 4, a -7. Then I want the conjunction here, all right? Second function, math, go to logic, and number 1, and I'm going to write this just the way I see it here. X is less than 5. All right, just the way I see it. The first part I had to reverse the order. All right, so we got here X is less than, second function, math, less than is number 5, and it's less than 5, close parenthesis. All right, number 2, the function is -8. -8, I don't want the minus, I want the subtract sign, I want the negative sign, -8. Provided that, and in parenthesis, x is equal to 5. Here again, now, your calculator doesn't do dots. It doesn't do closed circles, and it won't graph -8 when x equals 5, but I'm going to go through it anyways. X is second function math, equal to 5. It's kind of a waste. And minus x, minus x plus 9. Here again, I use the minus, not the subtract sign for that x. Provided that in parentheses, x is greater than 5. X is second function math. Greater than is number 3. Greater than 5, close parenthesis. I want to hit enter. And now I want to go up to graph. And this is number 15. Which one does it look like? Well, first of all, it didn't graph when x is equal to, what do you tell me here? When x is equal to 5, your y value is -8. So 5, -8 is here, 5, -8 is here. It was an open circle in A and C. So already I knew it was going to be letter B or letter C. Now what's the difference here? This guy has a y-intercept of 1, 2, 3. This guy's got a y-intercept of 2. You can see the y-intercept here is 2 and it's not 3. So you got to kind of have some good eyeballs, all right? All right, at here, all right, see that pause it. In fact, if I actually do this, if I do a table, let's see, when x is 0, y is 2. There it is, 0, 2, right here. This guy here is 0, 3. So that's why it's letter D. I'm sorry, letter D, and not B. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure I've done these in the PowerPoint. How you graph the absolute, the greatest integer. All right, and that's how they express it. The greatest integer. It's like kind of a double bracket. It's not absolute value. Absolute value would have two parallel lines. This is indicating greatest integer. They're brackets. All right. Let me quit out of this. We go to y equal. I got to get rid of all of this. Clear, clear, and clear, and go back up top here. 1/2. All right. I want to express 1/2 just the way I see it. 1 divided by 2 times. Now the greatest integer. All right. Greatest integer. Greatest integer. I had it right the first time. It's not absolute value. Greatest integer. I want to go to my math key, and now I want to arrow over to number. First time we've kind of been here. All right, that first one is absolute value. I don't want that. I want greatest integer. And that's how it's expressed, INT, greatest integer, number 5. And it's the greatest integer of x. And I'll close my parenthesis. I don't think I need to, but no harm in doing that. And then hit graph. Here he's got everything going from -7 to positive on the x and y axis. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to change my window here from -7 just to get a better approximation of which one it is. And my y scale goes from -7 to 7. I got here by going to window right here, all right? Go back in graph, and now it looks more. As you can see, the slope of this guy looks just like letter C. All right, and a way you can determine that is when x is equal to 1, your y value is 1/2. You're taking the greatest integer of 1, which is 1, and 1/2 of 1 is 1/2 right there. If I went to my table, here, I can see when x is 1, my y value is 0.5, right? Here, when x is 1, your y value is 1. Here, when x is 1, your y value is 2. It wasn't this one here because it was facing in the wrong direction. So overwhelming information that's letter C. All right, here again, your calculator doesn't do open and close circles. But you can see how this guy is sloping, and then you found out that when x is 1, your y value is 1/2. Letter C. So hopefully that helps.